So a couple weeks ago, I showed you guys what would really happen when you reached the real end of the Grand Theft Auto 5 map, which is way farther than the typical barrier that you would experience maybe right now or in Grand Theft Auto Online if you loaded up your game. Because there's only one way to achieve reaching the real barrier of the map, and that was through using a specific no boundary mod, which I'll leave a link to in the description. And obviously, because it requires a mod, the only way to do this would be on PC as well. And when you reached the end of the Grand Theft Auto 5 map going horizontally, there was a pretty weird effect. Not only were you incredibly far away from the city, and it took you nearly like minutes upon minutes upon minutes to just get back to the regular map, but it also had this weird effect where like the camera detached and whatnot. And I said in that video, if you wanted me to check out what happens when you reach the sky and also the bottom of the ocean, that I would. And I figured it's now time to go back and look at this. And what we're going to be doing in today's video is seeing what really happens when you reach the real top of the sky in Grand Theft Auto 5. So if you think this video is cool and want to see what happens if you reach the real bottom of the depths of the ocean in GTA 5, be sure to show this video some love, drop it a like if you enjoy. But without the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. So, as I mentioned, there are two prerequisites here. Number one, you must be on PC in order to recreate this. And number two, you must have the specific no boundary mod that I have installed, because without it, what's going to happen is your vehicles are going to reach a certain height, or in this case, a certain distance, and they would typically either shut down or stop working. In single player, like your plane would explode, or the wings would fall off and you'd then be eaten by the sharks. What this does is it prevents it, and it prevents your vehicles from breaking down. Now, what you can also do is use a mod menu like myself, and you can do some enhancements to the vehicle that will ultimately make this much easier. Number one, I made my vehicle invincible. That seems pretty obvious because when you're trying to break through this invisible barrier in the sky, it does have some weird effects on the vehicle itself. And then number two, I've applied some pretty crazy vehicle multipliers on here. I've maxed out the acceleration, braking, traction, handling, and even though you don't think about a Hydra having great braking or traction, you'll see when I apply all these multipliers that it really does increase the speed of the Hydra itself and will allow us to go past the sky barrier, because without those mods and without those enhancements, what's going to happen is your Hydra is going to get the like low airspeed stall and it wouldn't make it. So without mods, there's no possible way to do this, even without the no boundary thing. So once again, the only way to do this is kind of through this combination right here, and the results were actually pretty crazy. So I wasn't sure if I was doing this right at first. I was really just trying to like break through the world, and then came a point of just so awesome. Once you get to a certain height above the clouds, you can almost see the world of Grand Theft Auto 5 like a planet. So that's the first thing I noticed, is when you get so far up into the atmosphere, and I guess stratosphere, or whatever you want to call it, that really you don't even see the world of Los Santos anymore. You can't see the ocean. As you can see, I'm above the world right now, but you can't see anything. The map, nothing renders into the game. So basically what you're seeing is, because you're above the clouds, you're seeing literally like a blue planet. Like you're seeing Earth, but it's become rounded instead of kind of flat how it is when we're on the ground or when we're normally in the air at a relatively lower altitude. So that's the first thing that happened, is it obviously created this kind of planetary-like feel, which was so awesome. It was really weird and really trippy as well, just to kind of experience GTA 5 through that. And then what also happened is, very similarly to when we expanded off of the side of the map, is what will happen is the character and the camera will just abandon you. So you can see in this first attempt right here, I'm looking kind of down towards Los Santos, and then all of a sudden, my Hydra just completely goes out of frame, and that's that. You can see on the mini-map, it's still spinning and I'm still moving it, but the camera is locked. You can see the clouds are still moving, and eventually when I come back down to a more normalized altitude, you can see that indeed I do gain control of my Hydra. So like I said, it pretty much abandons you. Your vehicle, your character is going to go on without you, and you're going to be stuck in this really weird limbo camera mode. Now, as you can also see right here, when we got out of that mode, we are literally like above the clouds. We're above the world. I expected to look up and just find stars and other planets. That's how really high we were up in the air. And it's just crazy to see like nothingness below you other than just those rendered clouds and the blue sky as well. And it's just this weird horizon off in the distance. And I don't even know how to explain this. It was so incredibly weird. Now, what I wanted to try was actually skydiving to see how long this would take. Now, I'm going to fast forward this at speeds of probably 10 times or 20 times right now, and you can still see it takes an incredibly long amount of time in order to fall down to the map. Now, you're wondering why I probably did that. Well, number one, that sounded awesome to skydive from a feet and a height like that. But number two, this also will allow you to kind of reset your ability to go up through the sky barrier, because one thing I noticed here is once it kind of kicks you back down, I don't know if it's some sort of setting or the fact that you don't have as much momentum, but it's incredibly difficult to get back up. So that's why I wanted to skydive here, and I wanted to fall all the way to the ground. And you can see, even in the fast forwarding here, I've been falling for about 20 or 30 seconds right now, which is absolutely insane. So that can just tell you how high I was up in the air. But once again, it also gave me the chance to reload my game so that I could once again attempt to make this journey up into the sky. And for this one, I actually changed the weather pattern as well. I made it a little bit clearer, and I also made it noon, so you can see what it looks like now as we're about to climb into the sky with that bright sunny weather and the clear blue sky. So it's actually a lot more difficult than you think trying to control the Hydra. So that's another reason I wanted the sun to be out, because basically I was trying to fly straight into the sun. And what's really weird is as you're flying up, you kind of like look back down and you can see what's going on in the world. Now for this example right here, I didn't turn on all the mods and enhancements that I had originally installed. And you can see the error that I'm getting. It says stall, low airspeed. Now if you were to eventually keep that up, your plane or your Hydra would fall to the ground. It wouldn't be able to make it. And that's where the mods with the enhanced menus and everything like enhanced acceleration really does come into play here, because like I said, that low airspeed would have completely prevented me from going all the way to the top. However, once I switch on the mods and once I turn on that better acceleration, you can see that I just start flying towards the sun, and I really do get this crazy effect. Like I said, I wasn't trying to look back down to Earth all that much because I wanted to get a different angle when I left kind of the atmosphere this time. And I don't know about you guys, but can we see remnants of outer space right here? It kind of does look like that's what it is. It looks like we're staring straight into the solar system right here, looking past the clouds, looking past the sky. The sun is no longer in our eyes, and you can see what happens. I eventually just break through the barrier once again. This time I was looking straight down, which is what I wasn't trying to go for. I was trying to like look straight up so you could see what the Hydra is actually doing right after we lose that camera angle break. But as soon as I come after it, it does look pretty amazing. As you guys can see right here, we are once again floating above the clouds, really above the sky in general too, and it just absolutely looks so awesome. Now, we reached a low enough altitude again where we could kind of dive back up and try this again, and that's exactly what I wanted to do right now. And this time I wasn't going to get rid of the camera angle, because I wanted to show you guys what it looked like from the back view when you were normally flying. So once again, I was so tempted to look back down because the clouds just look so cool, but I wanted to just fly towards the sun and fly towards those kind of star particles. And you can see we eventually do break off. You can see the Hydra just kind of going on its merry way right now, and you can see it's shooting off in the distance, but I have no control of this camera angle. I am completely locked where I am right now, and once I go below that threshold, once I go below that barrier again, then it decides to give me control of the Hydra once more. So honestly, this is one of the coolest experiences that I've ever done in GTA 5, and when I got back down, look at the clouds. Look how weird they are. It almost looks like it's like a cloud city almost. It reminded me of like Star Wars, kind of some BioShock Infinite right there of the cloud cities and whatnot. So it was a really, really weird effect. One that I have like a hard time describing right now, and one that you guys probably would want to experience it for yourself. So if you are on PC, this is definitely something that I recommend you do, because it's one of those like experiences that you just kind of have to like try for yourself. It's almost like a roller coaster. Someone can't really describe how cool a roller coaster is if you enjoy them. You just have to kind of ride it yourself. And that's kind of the experience that I'm describing here. And I wanted to kind of nosedive back through the clouds to see what it was, because I wanted to like just burst through those clouds. But unfortunately, they kind of moved along with me. And when I went, the clouds kind of dissipated too, which was kind of unfortunate because it was a huge wave of clouds, but I guess that's how it would work in real life too, since clouds are basically just water vapor. So I guess that is some pretty cool realism by Rockstar right there. But to give you guys kind of a final summation of what happens when you reach the top of the sky in Grand Theft Auto Online, well, basically the exact same thing happens as when we were going horizontally. The game is going to completely shut you off. It's going to take away your camera angle, and it's going to freeze you while yourself and your vehicle are continuing to fly off doing whatever you want. And it's weird because you can control them, but you're not immediately behind them in that third person or even first person point of view, which is obviously super strange and is just a very, very weird effect. And obviously the kind of planetary effect that you get once you're above the clouds is a nice added bonus as well. So hopefully that answers the question of what happens when you reach the real top of the map beyond the sky and above the clouds in Grand Theft Auto 5. Once again, if you found this video cool, let me know if you want to see what's at the bottom of the depths of the ocean, way beyond what you can normally reach in Grand Theft Auto 5. I think that video will go over very well. So let me know if you want to see that in the comments section down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. I will be live streaming here on my channel in a bit, so please do stick around for that. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to have a blast on the stream today. But of course, without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.